So we can't use the mic today because we can't disconnect it to the other message. So we're gonna have to keep it. Pretty quiet. Regardless, mic or not, today's lecture, inshallah, is going to be probably the most important lecture you're gonna hear all term. Okay? I need everybody, make it a responsibility on yourself and respect to the people around you that you guys are gonna listen and pay attention. Okay? If you don't want to benefit from it, that's your choice, but don't be a distraction for other people who want to benefit. Okay? We've been pretty lenient on the phone policy up until now. I don't want to see any phones out, any distractions. Wallahi, if I see it out of your pocket, it is going to be taken. Okay? Just because we really want to pay attention in these next 30 minutes, inshallah. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I'm gonna be honest. I've been pretty nervous for the past week. I've wanted to give this this lecture for the past 2 weeks, and I've been nervous about it because there are some things in here that are really important that I want to get across in the best way possible, inshallah. We can all agree that there's an unfortunate gap between Islam and our youth. Can we agree on that? Yeah. Are our youth connected to Islam as they should be? Or is there more of a decline, right, between, the connection that our youth feel with Islam? A lot of people have tried to figure out why and whatnot and give, reasons of it's social media, it's their friends, it's this and that. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. I think that there are just two things that if you really focus on, okay, it will at least close the gap a little bit, whatever we can do, okay? Our youth, nowadays, a lot of times we tend to question the rulings of Islam or why Islam tells us to do something, right? Why is it that I have to fast? Why is it that, I can't have a girlfriend? Why is it that, I have to stay away from this and do this, and why are we praying 5 times a day? What is all this about, right? My parents are just telling me to do it, and I have no idea why. And that's a big problem, that there's no, when someone tells you to do something, you want to know why, and you deserve to know why, but you don't know. So you're just saying, okay, Islam is this thing that's forced upon me that I don't know why I'm doing it. Why am I coming to the masjid? Why am I fasting? Right? So we need to really restate why is it that we're Muslim and what does that mean? Okay? The first thing is our tawheed. When we say La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah. Okay? We say this every single day, right? Whether we're praying, whatever. But let's be honest, we don't know what that means, or at least we're not acting like we know what that means. Because when you say there is no God but Allah, first of all, you are admitting that there is a God, 100%, okay? If you say there's no God but one, that means you are admitting that there is a God, okay? Think about it. If there's a God that created you, and He is your Lord, okay? He is your master. He created you. That means whatever He tells you to do, you have to abide by it. Because you don't have the right to say, I don't want to listen to I don't want to follow your rulings. Right? For those of you that have a job, when your boss tells you to do something, tells you to take out the trash, to wash the dishes, you don't say, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. You don't have the right to say that. Right? Because He's your boss. He has power over you. And so when He tells you to do something, you do it. When Allah tells us, fast, pray, don't mess around with girls, don't drink, don't smoke, purely just because He's our Lord, we should abide by that and listen to Him. Right? Unfortunately, if we're being realistic, that doesn't work with us nowadays. Right? Someone tells you, you have to do this because Allah said so. No, I don't care. Give me a reason why. Right? And this is why there's this kind of we have this stereotype of our old uncles or old ammus that are yelling at us and telling us what to do. Okay, why should I do it? Don't question rulings of Islam. Do it. Why? Don't question Allah. Astaghfirullah. Why are you questioning Allah? Right? Unfortunately, that message of Allah is your Lord and you should obey Him is conveyed in a really aggressive way of you have to follow what He says and you're not allowed to ask questions. Obviously, you're allowed to ask questions, okay? You should know that. But the problem with that aggressive way of delivering that message is that you're missing a really, really crucial point of that Allah is also Ar-Rahman. He is Ar-Razzaq, right? Can someone tell me what Rahman means? Ar-Rahman? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
The forgiver.
The most forgiving. Okay, Noor.
Like akin to Rah.
Yeah, what is?
The forgiveness.
Okay, others.
Is it the most merciful?
The most merciful. Okay, that one right there. When you think of the word mercy, what kind of connotations does that have? When someone has mercy on you, what does that mean?
They show kindness. They show kindness to you. They show respect. Yeah, they forgive you for mistakes you made.
Exactly. So when someone has mercy on you, it's because you've done something wrong, but they're going to spare you. Right? So it's almost this negative connotation of, we've done something wrong and Allah is having mercy on us. He's showing forgiveness to us. However, you also have to realize that Allah is very, very compassionate. More compassionate to you than your own mother is going to be. Right? He knows you better than you know yourself. Okay? And when you have compassion on someone, you care for them so much that you don't want them to harm themselves in any way. Right or wrong? Does anyone in here raise your hand if you have like a baby brother or baby sister under 2-3 years old? Khalid, if your little sister she sees a fireplace in front of her and it's this beautiful bright thing and she wants to go put her hand on the glass, are you gonna let her?
No.
Why? You know it's gonna hurt her, right? Even though she really wants that thing and it's the only thing on her mind, you're holding her back because you know that it's gonna hurt her. Does that make sense? When Allah makes something haram for us, when He tells us that this thing is haram, stay away from it, it's not because He wants to punish us and He wants to put us, in this predicament. It's because He knows that that thing is not beneficial for you. It is very harmful for you. If it was beneficial for you, Allah wouldn't have made it haram. So when Allah tells you to stay away from zina, when He tells you to stay away from alcohol and drugs, He is doing that because He knows that that is going to hurt you in the future. My parents both work in the hospital, right? They swear to me that 80% of the people that they see, I don't know if that number is accurate, but they tell me that the majority of people that come in have some sort of liver damage or lung cancer because of, not lung damage, because of how much they've been smoking or drinking. Well, like my mom told me a couple of days ago that someone came in with her 7 and 11-year-old kids. And she's in the ER, and her liver is completely destroyed from all the alcohol that she's been drinking. Allah knows that that's damaging for you, that that's going to harm you and your kids, your family, your reputation, everything. So He makes it haram for you. Okay? So when Allah says do this, He knows it's going to be beneficial for you because He cares about you. Okay? When He tells you not to do something, it's because He knows it's going to harm you. Does that make sense? If you have a big test coming up, and you're studying for it really hard because you know that this test is worth 50% of your grade, and then you have your friend who's in that same class, and he's slacking off, and he hasn't studied at all, right? If you care for him, you're gonna tell him, dude, what are you doing? You gotta study. Does anyone like studying?
No.
Right? Are you like, yes? No, like seriously. Wait until you get to college. You won't like studying, I promise you. But no one likes that period of studying because it sucks, right? It's painful, but you know that you have to do that for the greater good. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
When Allah tells you, when you see a girl in front of you, to lower your gaze, that isn't the easiest thing to do, right? You want to look at that girl, but He knows that that's going to prevent you from so much more harm. When we say stay away, don't text girls, don't, all that stuff is going to benefit you in the future. It might suck at first, but it's going to lead to more harm than good. Does that make sense? So when we say La ilaha illallah, you got to have firm belief in Allah that anything that He does, anything that He tells you to do is for your own good. Okay? Allah in the Quran, He says, يُحَرِّمُ عَلَيْكُمُ الْخَبَائِثِ, which means He protects you from evil things, which in reality is the only thing that Allah is trying to do. Right? Anything He says is haram, anything that He makes haram, is because He wants to protect us from evil. Alright? This is the first point. I hope I got that clear, where now you understand, like, instead of having maybe a reason for every single little thing that Islam says is haram and halal, you say, look, Allah knows better than me, right? Allah knows way more than any of us do. Since He knows better than me, I'm just going to have faith in Him, okay? And whatever He tells me to do, I'm going to do it. Alright, that's the first part. The second part is that our youth tend to forget about the next life and the pleasures of it. Okay? We don't remind ourselves enough that this life is very, very temporary, and we have another life ahead of us. Okay? Nowadays, it's this foreign concept of what do you mean afterlife? Give me your proof. It's only this life, we're gonna die and we're gonna rot, and that's it. And there's no afterlife or whatever you guys are talking about. Okay? And unfortunately, because when our youth gets so immersed in this American culture, we tend to kind of like believe that too. And even if we won't say it out loud, our actions, the things that we do, kind of reflect on that. Like, I'm just gonna live my best life right now, right? Every single moment, I'm gonna try to do whatever pleasure I can find right now. Because there's I just gotta do as much as I can now. Okay. When you read the Quran, and when you come across ayahs of Jannah and Jahannam, right, which come very, very often, if your heart is really attached to that, you're gonna feel something, right? When you read that, those right? Those who believe and who do good, they will get Jannatul Firdaus. Khalidina fiha, they will be in there forever. Right? Forever it's a hard concept to grasp, but yeah, if I told you right now, like, everybody do 10 push-ups, and if you do 10 push-ups right now, I'm gonna give you $5 million. Are you gonna be like, I don't want to do 10 push-ups, I'm kind of tired? No, everyone's gonna get down and do 10 push-ups, right? When Allah says, work, right? Believe, do good, and that's it. Believe and do good, and I will give you Jannatul Firdaus. Anything you want, anything you think of, you get it right away. And it's not like, I want a Lambo, you get a Lambo. You think, I want a Lambo, you're getting the nicest car you could ever imagine, right? I'm hungry, I want something. You're getting not even a 5-star meal, you're getting a 10 million star, right? It's what we think, and even better. And all of this, Allah says, look, just struggle a bit in this life, okay? Which is only 50, 60, 70, 80 years if you're lucky, and I'm giving you eternity of whatever you want. Wallahi, it's a deal, you'd be dumb not to take it. Seriously. Unfortunately, when we don't remind ourselves of that enough, right? We don't remind ourselves of Jannah, we don't remind ourselves of Jahannam, we start seeking, like, the only pleasures that we can get are from this world, okay? And that's why you start chasing after girls, you start experimenting with drugs, all of this kind of stuff. Because that's the only thing that's the only pleasure that you're gonna get. There's nothing after that. Right? But Allah says, look, hold yourself, right? Your shahawat, your desires that you want, sustain those for a while, and I'm gonna give you way, way better than that. Again, you'd be stupid not to take that offer. And the thing is, this isn't some random guy making you this offer. This is Allah, right? Kana wa'aduhu maf'ula. Whatever promise He makes you, you're gonna get it. There's no what if, what if I die and this was all a hoax? There's no what ifs. It's gonna happen. And if you really keep that in your mind, if you truly, remember the afterlife and make that a goal for you, you're gonna do everything in your possibility to attain Jannah, and you're gonna do everything you can to avoid hellfire. Right? Anything like, because look, when Khalid told us, pray 2 rak'at sunnah after Maghrib, I'm sure, even if you guys didn't say it in your heads, I'm 100% sure a lot of you said, why? It's just sunnah. Right? Why do I have to do it? It's just sunnah. If you actually want Jannah, you're going to do every single thing possible to get you closer to there. You're not going to just do the fard, you're going to do everything you can. Right? And sometimes shaitan will come in and say, let's say you're trying to stay away from a bad habit. You say, okay, look, my goal is Jannah, and so I'm going, this habit that I have of checking out every girl that I see, I'm going to cut it out. Because that's going to jeopardize my chances of getting into Jannah. Alright? So you do it once. By the way, look, these are, like, you guys can laugh, but these are serious issues that happen in our Muslim, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, look, and I don't want you guys looking around, like, if you know a friend that, like, has a problem, but look at him and, like, look, I want everybody to focus on themselves and see how this applies to me. Alright? This is a big problem and we need to talk about it. So let's say you want to cut off this bad habit, okay? So you say, I'm going to, the first girl you look down, the second one you look down, and then shaitan comes to you and is like, man, are you going to, like, do this, like every single time? Like, just let it go once, right? Like, come on, man. Are you really going to do this for 10 years, whatever? But one thing that helps with that is that you remember that every single little thing that you do, if you do it for the sake of Allah, you say, Ya Allah, I'm keeping my gaze down because you told me to, for your sake. You're going to get rewarded for every single time you do that, right? It's not like, look, you're going to get rewarded once you go a lifetime of doing it. No, every single time you do something for the sake of Allah, you're going to get rewarded for it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, when we put that goal in our mind, we're going to want to excel. You're really going to want to excel, and you're going to want to be the best, right? And it's a bad trend that we tend to do just enough to get by, and we only do the fard and that's it, right? And you start telling yourself, it's okay, I'm not, Yusuf, do you mind sitting down with everyone else in Umar too? So you guys can, Yusuf, sit down with everyone else. You say, I'm not doing anything haram, right? Let's say you're texting a girl, for example. Okay, let's take that example. Okay? And it starts formal at first, and your friend comes to you, what are you doing? Right? You're like, what? I'm not doing anything haram. Am I doing anything haram? Get me an ayah in the Quran that tells me this is haram. Right? It might not be haram at first, that's true. Okay? But why would you go into something that would jeopardize your chances of attaining Jannah? Or go into something, wallahi, it happens so many. It starts with a text, it starts with a phone call, it starts with something, and the next day it turns into a big sin. Right? And this happens so many times. So you don't want that. Why would you want to jeopardize that? Seriously. Why would you want to take that risk? Let's go back to the push-up example. If I told you to do 10 push-ups and I'll give you $5 million, you're going to do the best 10 freaking push-ups you've ever done in your life. You're not going to do some like baby girl push-ups like, hey, where's my $5 million? No. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Why would you want to go with just the fard and just to get by? Allah is telling you you're getting Jannah forever. Work for it. Work for it. When you start comparing yourselves, at least I'm not like so-and-so who's doing drugs. At least I'm not in these haram relationships like whatnot. I want you to think, who in here plays basketball? Okay, let's say you want to make it to the NBA. Okay, let's say you put it in yourself that you want to be not only like, you want to be the best NBA player, or at least you want to make it, okay? Are you going to start comparing yourselves to the people who, go maybe like once a week or something and just kind of chill and shoot? Or are you going to go to the people that are in the gym, in the basketball court every single day, right? Who are you going to compare yourself to?
Every single day.
Right? Because why would you want to compare yourself with the worst if you're trying to be the best? Alright, it's the same thing in Islam. Right? If you want to be one of the best Muslims and get Allah's reward, you're not going to compare yourself with those who, are doing just the fard, doing just the obligatory. You're going to compare yourself with those who are going to the masjid every single day, who are doing sunnah, who are making dua. And you're not doing it because your mom told you to or your dad told you to. You're doing it because you want to get Jannah. Alright? So start looking at those who are on a higher level spiritually and put those people as your role models. Or if you're going to give someone try to, I'm not going to say try to be like them, but try to get on that same level and just remember that Allah's never going to forget or pass by like something that you do. Like if you really do something for I'm tired as heck, but I'm going to wake up and pray Fajr. That's not going to go unnoticed. You're going to get rewarded for that. And you never know. One small deed that you do for the sake of Allah might be the difference between hell and paradise. right? So don't skimp on anything, right? And we've been talking about, what do we talk about? Well, the first week, what do we talk about? What was our topic?
Quietness.
What was that?
Manners.
Manners, akhlaq. The second week. Second topic. What was the second topic? The importance of salah, right? And that's kind of what we've gotten to so far. The thing is, all these things lie under this one umbrella where if you put that goal in your mind, right, all those things are going to fall under it. You're not going to lose your patience because you don't want to jeopardize that reward, right? You're going to have the best manners with people because that might be a way of you entering Jannah, right? So many hadith, look up any hadith on, you know, the reward of being good to your brothers. I can't bring them off the top of my head, but that could literally be the difference between you and you. Like, that could be the thing that enters you into Jannah, right? Salah. The first thing that you're going to be asked about on the Day of Judgment is what? Your salah. So if you put that in your head that you want to go to Jannah, right? You're gonna be on top of that salah. You're not gonna do it because Khalid told you to, right? You're gonna do it because you want to get Jannah. Does that make sense, guys? So what's the first point that we talked about? Come on, yo. What's the first point?
Do I need to go get the candy?
No. This isn't for Kane. Guys, yo. What was the first topic that I talked about today? I talked about 2 topics.
But why
About-
we should question Allah's teachings?
Hey, raise your hand.
No, just, okay, sorry. What was the top? Go ahead. Yeah. Ahmed, go ahead. Sure. You can talk.
The people, like people who want to know everything they do, like they want to know a reason for everything they do.
Go ahead, add on to that.
The height of Allah, people used to just do it for the sake of Allah, but people want to know why.
And it's not a bad thing to know why, but to that answer is that anything that's haram is because Allah knows it's for your harm, and anything that's halal for you is good for you, right? Keep that baby example in your mind, is that if you see your baby brother or baby sister want to put their hand on an oven or a fire or whatever, you're not going to let them because you know that's harmful for them, even though they really want to do it. Alright, so that was the first topic. The second one. That was into the first topic, but yes, we talked about that, about haram things. What was the second topic we talked about? Edmund.
How people forget the afterlife.
Right. And when you put the afterlife in, it's always a goal for you, then what happens? Go ahead, on. Yes.
Can I add something real
Yes.
quick? I was listening to a podcast with my dad the other day, and it made me think about what you were just saying. And I was also kind of in that questioning period for a while, like, why is this like that? Why do we have to? Who says we have to? And like, what kind of really explained and like set it into my, like, kind of branded it into my brain was the fact that it's not just that Allah knows that like the things that He made haram are harmful for you. Allah made these things, and so if anyone knows something about them, it's whoever made them. It's not like some controversial, not giving your kids vaccines could end up like this. It's no, like this person, like created, for example, this phone or whatever, and they know that if you touch this button, this phone will blow up because they made it that way. And Allah like created every single thing. And so when He says that this is harmful, it's not just that He like read it somewhere. No. He made it that way. That's the ultimate test. He made something that will harm you and told you not to go near it.
Very well said. I'm gonna put the notes away and have a little hard time with you guys, okay? About 2 weeks ago, right, which is why I wanted to give this, but about 2 weeks ago, I had this huge iman boost, and if anyone has had this, you guys know what I'm talking about, where you feel connected to the deen like you've never felt before, right? And it got me thinking about all this heaven and hell things, and oh my God, we're all gonna die, and it's either gonna be one of these two, right? And wallahi, 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 I care about every single one of you guys, and I can't stand the thought of like any of you guys going to hell, right? Yeah, I mean, some of you guys I talk to every single day, some of you guys maybe I only see you once a week, but wallahi, I care about every single one of you guys, and I can't like stand the thought of, you know, something like that happening to you guys, okay? That ultimately is why I wanted to talk to you guys today, and I hope that at least gets the thought going for you guys of, you know, why are we here, what's gonna happen when we die, and to really kind of put that thought in your guys' head, right, of heaven and hell, of Allah, and to try to bridge that gap. Well, like guys, Islam is the biggest blessing you're gonna have. You might not believe me, you're gonna realize it at some point. Islam is the biggest blessing you're ever gonna have. Hold on to it tight, all right? If any of you guys ever need to talk about Islam, if you guys have questions, come to me, come to any of the board members, any of the youth leaders, anyone you trust, go talk to them, because this is a serious thing, though. This is a serious thing.